Hey guys, it's Dave. Thanks for tuning in. First off, I just want to say that my first video was definitely way too long. Thanks for those of you that pulled me up on it and watched it and enjoyed it, but also said just cut it down, Dave. Cut it way down. A mate of mine said that it was my own personal Lawrence of Arabia, and I was like, well, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, but point taken. I'm here today to talk about The Night Of, which is an HBO 8-part mini TV series from writers Richard Price, Steve Zaillian, and directors Steve Zaillian and James Marsh. Based on a British show from a few years ago called Criminal Justice, and it depicts a gritty reality of America's justice system and those who can get caught up within its grasp. So the story follows Riz Ahmed's character Naz as he's thrown into this turmoil after a night out where he meets this woman and he goes back to her place and some things happen and it just ends out to be a really tragic event and his whole life gets thrown upside down just in the space of this one night.
Where she said she wanted to go?
The beach.
The what? The beach? What happened, Naz?
What follows is this intriguing sort of whodunit type story where we see the inner workings of the detectives who are trying to put the case against him, as well as Naz's defense attorney, John Stone, played by John Turturro. If most of you only know John Turturro from his roles in the Transformers movies, don't let that Turturro you from... Sorry, that was really fucking bad, but I couldn't resist making that shitty pun. Don't let it deter you, because he is awesome in this. So this show is just really well put together from, the writing is spot on, but the directing and the cinematography, just really top notch. I mean, when you watch it, it feels just like, quality HBO type style. If any of you who watched the first season of True Detective, it's kind of got that vibe to it where everything's just really beautifully shot, interesting angles, cool little moments that the director's thrown in there. It's just really stylish and it's definitely gritty and, shows a really sort of intense look at the harsh realities of real day criminals, and even people that are going through the court system, even if they're innocent, and shows what they kind of have to put up with, particularly in New York and that sort of system. And it's really intense.
Don't talk to anybody anymore. Shut it.
Turn to your left. Arms up.
You need to understand what happened here.
Things just got out of hand. If I'm off, tell me how I'm off. We'll never get another chance.
Being only 8 episodes and almost an hour for each one, it's really easy to digest. But not only is it a great crime thriller story, but you really get to the inner workings of these characters and you really get to know them on a personal level. You just get so much insight into their lives and who they are that you can really feel like you can connect with them. Where I find a lot of kind of criminal style shows, it might have a really compelling crime and that's what's driving the story, but you don't often get that sort of insight into the characters themselves. And so this show does that and it feels really different to a lot of the stuff that's out there. And the fact that we get to see into these characters' lives and get to know them a bit better, it really gives you something to latch onto in terms of the story and something to really feel for. We feel like we sort of become one with them and we want them to succeed in whatever form that ultimately takes in the story. Probably a good way of looking at it is kind of like a cross between True Detective, sort of gritty realness, and maybe something like a Law and Order. So if that sounds like a good mix to you, then definitely check this one out.
I told you not to talk to anybody.
So this show, guys, I loved it. It was awesome. I feel like I probably shouldn't give such a high rating, but I really want to give this a 5 out of 5 because I just, to be honest, couldn't find anything really wrong with it. The only thing I guess I might say is that towards the end or in the final episode, there's a few things kind of left unsaid, but it doesn't really warrant any kind of conclusion. It's the kind of stuff you can sort of make up on your own, or, you know, if they happen to do a season 2, perhaps some of those answers might come, but it really doesn't matter. The story that's there is told, it's condensed, it's awesome. Most things have their resolution, and yeah, I loved it. I hope you guys like this review. If there's something that you want to hear my thoughts on, please let me know. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.